What's going on YouTube? I'm Darren, the Bowtie Fragrance Guy. On this channel, we talk about two things, fragrances as well as fashion. So if you're interested in fragrances and fashion and learning more about how you can smell your best and look your best every day, then you found the right channel. Why don't you go ahead and click the subscribe button and take another quick second, if you don't mind, and click the bell icon as well, just to make sure that you get notified every time I upload new content on this channel. So guys, on today's video, we're going to be tackling the top 10 summer niche fragrances that I'll be wearing this year. I think this will be some great recommendations for you as well. So if you're into niche fragrances, then this is going to be the list for you. Now, I recorded this video before, and anybody that creates content will tell you things don't always go as planned, because for some reason I thought I had downloaded the previous video to my phone so that I could edit it, and went to look for it and it wasn't there. Not sure what happened, but you know what? Stuff like that just happens sometimes, man. You got to roll with the punches. So I'm going to go ahead and do this list again because I got some heat on this summer list. So if you want to hear what 10 fragrances made my summer niche list this year, you know the routine. Keep it locked right here. All right, guys, we're back. Thank you so much for keeping it locked in, man. Let's go ahead and jump right into this list. So the first fragrance that I want to mention today comes from the house of Bortnikov, and this fragrance is called Amber Cologne. This one is called Amber Cologne, and this fragrance, don't be fooled by the name, because the amber in this is referring to ambergris, not the warm, rich amber that you're used to. This is referring to ambergris, so it has a very, very realistic ambergris note in this fragrance, as well as jasmine. I would say those are the main two players. Now it opens up, you get some grapefruit, some other citruses in the beginning, but this is really about the jasmine and the ambergris. And you guys can tell just by looking at the bottle that there's some quality in this bottle. There's some quality that went into this fragrance, and what you see on the outside is the same thing on the inside, quality through and through. Now, you have to be a lover of jasmine to like this fragrance, but it's one that I really enjoy. You can tell that, you know, again, that some quality and time went into this bottle. So check this one out if you've never heard of it, from the house of Bortnikov. This is called Amber Cologne. All right, guys, coming in at the 9th spot this year, we're going to the house of Frederic Malle, and this one is called Lys Méditerranée. Lys Méditerranée, and this one is a very, very floral and fresh when it opens up. The main note I would say in this fragrance is lily. So it's definitely a unisex fragrance, but guys, you can pull this off. The dry down is about musk. There's a very nice and sensual musk that comes into play with some vanilla to sweeten this thing up a little bit, and it is a beauty of a fragrance. Now, again, some guys don't really like to rock fragrances that have a look have too much of a floral vibe to it. So if you don't really like florals, then this may not be the one for you. But I'm telling you, women really respond to this one because of the floral notes in it. It's really, really nice when it hits skin. So check this one out from the house of Frederic Malle. This is called Lys Méditerranée. All right, now coming in at the 8th spot this year, we're going to the house of Nichane, and this one is called Wulong Chai. Wulong Chai, beautiful green aromatic fragrance that features notes of tea primarily and fig. Those are the two main notes that you're gonna get in this. And again, when it comes to the summertime, I love tea. I like tea in the spring, but summertime as well. I love fragrances that have the note of tea because it's so relaxing. And you want something like that when it's hot outside. You don't want something to feel like it's really, you're being smothered by the fragrance. So this is one that is really, really fresh. Again, very aromatic. And again, it's gonna put you in that kind of relaxing vibe. So it's great when it's really, really hot outside. So check this one out from the house of Nichane. Again, this is called Wulong Chai. All right, guys, the next fragrance on this list, we are going with this one from Mancera, and this is called Sicily. Sicily. And I know you guys have probably heard about this one by now. If you haven't, I'm not sure where you have been, but this is one of the best summer fragrances. Definitely from the Mancera range, this is probably the best fragrance to wear in the summertime. When I read the note breakdown of this thing, I saw it had peach and pineapple. I said, yes, sign me up, because I needed a bottle of this, and I was not disappointed. There's some other fruit notes in the opening of this fragrance. I think there may be some grapefruit, some lemon as well. Again, just a melange of citrus notes in the opening of this fragrance, and it dries down to a nice, clean, musky dry down. Absolutely adore this scent from the house of Mancera. Check this one out. This is called Sicily. All right, now coming in at the 6th spot this year, this is a newer acquisition as well to the collection. This is really good from the house of Atelier des Ors. This is called Riviera Drive. Riviera Drive, and man, listen, this fragrance right here reminds me a lot of Hachivat from Nishane. Now, the only thing that I think really separates or differentiates this from Hachivat really is the fact that this is a more citrusy type take on that fragrance DNA. So it's not, you're not gonna get that earthy patchouli and very green oak moss that you get from Hachivat. Again, more of a kind of a focus on the citrus notes like lemon. There's some absinthe in this that really gives this fragrance some character that I really, really like. But again, if you like fragrances like Hachivat, you like fragrances like Creed Aventus, then you'll love this one. Besides that, I mean, look at those flakes in the bottle. That's super dope, man. I love the bottles from this house. But check this one out, man. Again, it's great for the summertime from the house of Atelier des Ors. This is called Riviera Drive. All right, guys, moving on to the 5th spot this year. We're halfway through the list. This one comes from the house of Bond number 9, and this is called Eau de New York. Eau de New York. This fragrance usually makes my summer niche list for good reason, man. This is just some great quality fragrance in this bottle, some quality juice right here. Now, it opens up with a really blast of citrus. Now, this thing will wake you up. If you are having trouble getting up and you can't get to a cup of coffee, then go just spray some of this right here, man, because it's so invigorating when it hits your skin. I absolutely adore this scent. Again, very much the definition of a citrus aromatic fragrance. When it gets to the heart, you get some basil in there, so it gives it a little bit of a spicy kick. I really enjoy this one, guys. So check this one out again. One of my favorite summer scents of all time from the house of Bond number 9. This is called Eau de New York. All right, coming in at the 4th spot this year, where of course, you can't have a summer niche list without having a fragrance from the house of Creed. And I chose this one this year. This one is called Erofa. This one is called Erofa. And guys, I think this is one of the most slept on fragrances from Creed, with the exception of maybe Royal Water, man. This thing opens up with, there's a melon and lemon in the opening of this with a little bit of bergamot. And just to give you an idea of what this is, imagine sitting seaside, and I always talk about this when I talk about this fragrance. Imagine sitting seaside. So you get the smell of that realistic, photorealistic smell of sea, like the sea in the ocean, the water, the salt, the sea salt. And that comes from the ambergris in this fragrance. I think this is probably Creed's best use of ambergris, to be honest with you. The ambergris gives you that sea saltiness, and you have a basket of fruit in front of you with lemons, oranges, etc. And imagine the wind coming right across the top of that fruit basket. Now the fruits have already been cut and sliced in the middle, so you can pick up the lemon, you can pick up the realistic smell of melon, and that sea air hits that fruit and you get that right here in your nostrils. That's exactly what this smells like. Amazing scent from the house of Creed. Again, this is called Erofa. All right, guys, I'm coming in at the 3rd spot this year. We're going with a fragrance from the house of Xerjoff, and this one is called Kobe. Xerjoff Kobe. Now, I usually put Neo on my list, which is another amazing fragrance to wear in the summertime from this house, but I am going to be rocking Kobe this year. Really, guys, this fragrance is really about the neroli and the petit grain in this fragrance. You're going to get neroli all the way through, but what I love about this one, there's a little bit of body and a little bit of depth that you get when this fragrance starts to dry down. There's a little bit of a resinous quality, but it's not too much where it's going to make it cloying, where you can't wear this in the summertime. So with the exception of Neo, one of the best fragrances from the house of Xerjoff to wear in the summertime. So check this one out. Again, this one is called Kobe. All right, now coming in at the number 2 spot this year, we're going with a fragrance from the house of Amouage, and this one is called DIAMAN. This one is called DIAMAN. Now, a few times I thought that I may go with Beach Hut Man in this spot, but this one has just really won my heart over. I've talked a lot about this fragrance over the past couple weeks for good reason, man. As a matter of fact, this is going to be my scent of the day. So, DIAMAN, what you get with this, again, it opens up with a beautiful note of peony, nice juicy plum note in the middle. The dry down, you get a little bit of incense and vetiver. That's really the main notes that you're gonna get with this particular composition. But man, listen, it is just a gorgeous scent. And as I said before, I don't think it got as much play as it should have because it's so unlike most en voyage fragrances. But in this case, that's not a bad thing at all. So check this one out. I highly recommend this scent from the house of En Voyage. Check out DIAMAN. And guys, last but not least, this is turning into one of my favorite summer fragrances now, of course, from the house of Roma. This one is called Aqua Viva. Aqua Viva, and really simply put, if you ever had lemon heads when you were growing up, the candy lemon heads, that's what this is. Very realistic, Amalfi lemon note. That's the main thing you're gonna get with this is lemon. There's a little bit of a woody dry down with some cedar wood, but really, man, this is just about that Amalfi lemon note, and it somehow stays throughout the course and the life of the fragrance. Now, usually when you find a fragrance that's citrus dominant, a lot of times citrus notes are more volatile, so they'll be there for about 15, 20, maybe 30 minutes, and then they'll go away. But somehow this thing sticks around pretty much for the duration of your wearing. So if you like the note of lemon, then you will love this scent. One of the things I love about fragrances from this house is they use a very high oil concentration in their fragrances. So in addition to smelling great, this thing really sticks around for a long time. So it's very deserving of the #1 spot. Definitely recommend you check this one out from the house of Roma. Check out Aqua Viva. All right, guys, that's it. That's my time. I hope you enjoyed this video as I gave you 10 fragrances that I'm going to be rocking this summertime on the niche side of things. As always, I appreciate your time and attention to these videos because, of course, you could have been anywhere else in the world, but you're right here with me, and I sincerely appreciate that. Now, don't forget to take a few moments to go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe, and share these videos out to some other folks that you think could use this information, or, just might find me entertaining, because I am your guy, the bow tie fragrance guy. I love to look good, and of course, I love to smell amazing. So until next time, guys, keep looking good, keep smelling even better. I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.